Woo.
Yeah, we out here.
Go.
Bakersfield, Baker City.
But I have a little challenge for you today, babe.
Spookiness is there, but it doesn't have a negative aura. Follow us on that dog.
I mean, I'm not recording.
Oh, man.
This is what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing?
That's it. We're just having a conversation.
Is it all making sense?
Quiet. Benito.
Alright, what's up? Janelle and Josh here.
What's up, guys?
We are at one of the most haunted hotels in the state of Oregon.
The most haunted hotel.
We're in Baker City at the Geiser Grand Hotel.
Whoa!
We have booked the infamous room 302,
Whoa.
known to be haunted by the lady in blue.
And we have a special guest. Holy.
So we're gonna check it out, staying overnight, and we'll keep you posted.
This is gonna be so fun. Did you see him?
The Geiser Grand opened in 1889 in Baker City, Oregon, and was known as the Queen of the Mines.
Baker City was a desirable place for farming and ranching, being established in the Civil War. And then when the railroad hit town between Salt Lake and I want to say Portland, it only boomed even more and grew in size.
When quartz and gold were discovered in the area, that's what brought in the railroad, and the town went from just a few hundred people all the way up to 10,000 in what seemed like an overnight sensation. It became the place for fun and luxury. Fun. Because so many people were coming here and making it big, own mines. So that's actually how the Geiser Grand came to be, because people had money and they needed a place to stay when they were traveling to the area.
That's wild. And it makes a lot of sense because there's literally nothing else. It was a gold rush.
It was the gold rush.
Turn of the century.
Gold rush did it.
Big things were happening.
Traveling for gold.
Is that a song?
I just made it up. It was just my own little ditty. A mining investor, Albert Geiser, ended up actually buying the hotel in 1902 after it had been open for 10 years because it had been so successful. And him and his wife, who we'll get to in just a second, decided that they wanted to make this the place for people to go to and party and have fun.
Like lobster.
Lobster.
Nova Scotia lobsters. So then it got a lot more fun and it started turning into a gambling hall and a brothel. Voluptuous, gigantic breasts. Till about the 1940s when the local sheriffs got involved and started shutting it down. And it is definitely where the party was at. Much like Walt Disney World.
People had money and they wanted to spend it.
Yeah, they didn't live very long. You weren't guaranteed tomorrow, and so they would spend all their money. Any gold they pulled out, anything they made, it was Sin City. Yeah, nothing but Sin City out there.
Another really cool thing about the Geiser Grand is it has underground tunnels. So these were used for these suitors to be able to discreetly enter the hotel to have their fun experiences within the brothel. These tunnels were also used during Prohibition.
Yeah, much like Walt Disney World.
Baker City even had a whore tax.
Much like Walt Disney World.
That ended up paying for most of the streets in the town still today. Annie Bernice Geiser, also known as Annabelle, was the wife to the second owner of the Geiser Grand. And according to legend, she's never left the hotel.
She was the matriarch of the Geiser family, I think. She would just do matriarchal things. By far the most famous ghost. Stunning, beautiful, friendly.
Buttering her up.
This was actually her room. We're staying in her room, and she grew to love the hotel and greet the guest. She has a reserved spot down at the hotel bar.
Many guests actually report seeing a very elegant, beautiful woman coming down the staircase from room 302 into the second floor terrace. They describe her as a beautiful woman wearing a Victorian blue dress, and she walks down the stairs and walks right through a wall and disappears. Spooky. In fact, there was a journalist from New York who stayed in room 302 and reported that she smelled rose water. That jewelry that she had placed next to the bed actually jangled around in her sleep. And she saw a vision of a lady who appeared as a Gibson girl, basically a style from the early 1900s.
Wait, babe, rose water, just like we smelled earlier?
Smelled rose water in the bathroom. Okay, did you smell? I know your nose isn't as good as mine. Do you smell that?
It kind of smells like rose water.
Yes. Okay, so there's a story about the lady in blue, how people smell rose petals when she's around. Which is why I was like, go, or like, come here. Which I was just trying to think, because we're in a bathroom, and obviously it could just be that something in here smells like rose petals. You smell that though, right?
It's not the bar. The bar smells different. I do smell that. Well, now I smell that bar.
Yeah. Isn't that weird though? So they did say that, and I walked in and I set Millie's food down, and I was like, oh my
They said
God,
sometimes you'll smell rose water, right? Or something like that?
Rose petal water.
Oh yeah, it's like a perfume kind of.
Yes. They say when you smell that, typically she's around.
It's like a spritz.
Cause yeah, we've been in here, but I mean, we were hanging out, we were having a full-blown conversation in here, and it did smell like rose petals, and then we walked out there for 2 seconds and came back and it smelled like rose petals.
Yeah, and I left a note before we did a little walk around town, checked it out. So maybe she read that. It's already been happening. Been done happening.
And sometimes guests even hear the shower turn on while they're sleeping, and of course, no one's in the bathroom when they go to check on it.
That's freaky.
I'm on the 3rd floor, and there's always a chance that we might catch a glimpse of one of the many spirits that wanders the 3rd floor here. The 3rd floor is not only known for the lady in blue who travels from room 302 down the grand staircase in her blue dress, but there's also a child ghost that's been known to run up and down the halls. Hello. And her eerie little giggling and laughter has been heard and reported by many guests around here.
There is a 1920s barmaid slash saloon girl slash lot lizard of the time slash potential prostitute, sex worker, whore, whatever you want to call it. Apparently her ghost leans over, has voluptuous, gigantic breasts, and she leans over in her ruby red boudoir, laughs and giggles all over the rail to get an eye on what's going on below.
Ghost. It was the Geiser Club, it was a fountain shop, then it was a cigar store, but then it reverted right back into a bar, and so that's kind of the way it has been since the 40s. At one point it was called the Stirrup Room, so a real cowboy bar. I think it even turned into a disco cowboy bar. But it was also the type of place my grandmother said she would walk faster by, so it wasn't really that nice of a joint. At the end of the day. You saw our really cool hinges as we walked in here. At one point, all the interior doors had been taken down in this building, taken apart, and then set up as for like a den of sin, right? In this room in the Palm Court. I think most downtown buildings people claim that they were some sort of a brothel at one point. I know that we probably were, because we had the space.
So, this is the chair that Annabelle, supposedly it was her seated
Boss
bar.
lady.
She does not like when people sit there. So we're gonna sit there, enjoy a drink, and people generally feel her pinching them.
She likes my gags, so Janelle's gonna get a butt pinched.
I'm into that. All right.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. See what happens.
What we're seeing is a celebration of life party with this dead man up front right there.
Oh.
So from what I understand, he was on his way to the cemetery. His buddies kind of pulled him out for one last hurrah. It was in vogue at the time, so I don't know. I couldn't imagine doing it.
That sounds great to me.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine like having one last party with grandma.
All right. So I've been in this chair for how long? Maybe 30 minutes.
Give or take.
30 minutes. Yeah. No pinch.
Let me show you how he's guy ass. Because I've been pinched
you
like
sat
10
here?
times. Yeah, I've been pinched like 100 times or so. So I'm thinking she just doesn't like girl ass. She only likes guy ass.
I find that
Yeah, I haven't been pinched once.
offensive. This is some prime A ass, okay?
It is. No, it definitely is.
Anyone's gonna get their ass pinched.
Anybody has an ass. Yeah, it's me.
So, debunked. Or maybe she's just up in the room.
The moon.
Maybe she's just partying in the room.
No pinches, no touches, no ear licks.
Debunked.
Yeah,
Debunked.
no rubs, no tugs.
No tugs.
No. Whoa.
Whoa, that's a whole different show, babe.
Wow.
The spirit box
Yeah, we have the
scans radio frequencies, and we've typically done this with the Estes method, where someone has headphones in and is listening and is blindfolded. I think today we're just gonna ask some questions. We can alternate back and forth, introduce ourselves, and then
I think so.
see what we pick up here. I'm Janelle. This is Josh, and
I'm Josh. This is Janelle.
we're grateful that you've let us into your space today. We know Annabelle or Annie Geiser. This was your residence, and if you're willing to talk to us, you can use this spirit box. We'll ask you questions, and you can communicate with us.
There's a seat open, and I wrote you a note, and yeah.
Is Annie Geiser here with us? Does it say hello? Do you hear that?
Yeah, kind of. But keep going.
Annabelle, there are many people that report seeing a woman in blue here, and they think it's you. Is that true? Annabelle, are you the person that everyone sees wearing blue in the hotel? This is the most I've actually heard like voices on the spirit box.
Annabelle, thank you for having us into your space. Would you care to tell us anything about yourself? Are you here with us currently?
No.
Oh,
3.
where are you? Oh, are there 3 people here? How many people are here with us right now?
Range?
Open range? We have a miner, somebody who used to work here, frontiersmen and women. What brings you to the Geiser Hotel?
Help?
Hell? Help? Are you the help? Do you need help? Probably not. It's a nice place. Are you here with us?
Never?
Never.
Or forever?
Forever. Oh, you're forever here.
Is it all making sense?
No, not really. Kind of, maybe.
Annie, we've been trying to communicate with you tonight, and we would love it if you've made any attempts to communicate with us, if you could continue to do so. You lived in this hotel, and you clearly loved it. Do you like that people still stay here today?
Yeah.
You like that guests still come to your hotel. That's awesome. We appreciate you opening the doors.
Christmas.
Christmas? Josh did have a Christmas drink earlier. Is that what you're talking about? Were there Christmas parties you threw here at the Geiser Grand?
His father's one.
You threw parties for his father? His father is in your husband, Albert?
Yes.
Were those parties memorable? Did something happen? We don't mean to pry, Annie, but if you'd be willing to share more information with us, what went on at those parties?
Years ago.
You had those parties years ago it happened?
Calm.
It was calm after the party? Or maybe it was a calmer party than normal?
Maybe 4 years.
4 years ago? That was pretty recent. Was there a party here 4 years ago? Was there a significant Christmas party here 4 years ago?
Too serious.
My questions are too serious. Was it a fun party? One of the other kind of unique stories about this place is that they would throw all the parties. This was the place for, like we said, gambling, prostitutes, and whatnot.
Yeah. Breasts.
But one of the unique ghost stories of this place is that people will go downstairs in the dining room, or like even in their room, even in this room, and they'll hear like the tinking of glasses and the sound of music.
Oh, yeah.
And then they walk downstairs to go check it out and go into the dining room, and then it like immediately stops
Oh, that's
when
weird.
they open the door.
That's really weird.
So that's kind of another part, which this might be a reach, but I feel like it's just interesting that there's a lot happening on the spirit box where it almost seems like
there's a bunch of chatter.
yeah,
bunch
like
of
there's a
other
bunch of
people.
women's voices and men's voices, and it's like none of it is super coherent.
That is interesting. So it's like a crowded restaurant.
Yeah,
It's like
kind
listening to
of.
a crowded restaurant where you can make out words and like, but none of it strings together, and it's a bunch of different voices.
Yeah, that's kind of... So what people do sometimes is have like certain trigger objects, things that remind a ghost of their past, basically.
Oh.
And so one of the things that was brought up here is that there's a lot of gambling,
Oh yeah.
and people would gamble for their mines because it's such a mining town.
Yeah, they would. Well. They would actually gamble with their stock in
Yeah.
companies.
And things like that. So maybe we set up some of these motion censored cat balls. So when they move or they're touched at all, they're supposed to light up. And we play some cards and see maybe we can deal in a person. And we'll see if we get anything. If there's anyone that wants to come play cards with us, we have an open seat here. You're more than welcome to join. Is that because it's supposed to be you? You don't do this. You're more than welcome to join and come play with us. We have open spots. We'll deal you in. Feel free if you want to talk to us. We have the spirit box here.
You don't get talked to. I think you're moving like that.
What? Alright, deal some, babe.
I'm dealing it,
So if
man.
anyone wants to come play, we'll deal you in. Annabelle, any of the guests from the party. Did you hit the table?
I pulled that.
What are we playing?
Blackjack.
Blackjack?
We're playing
Alright.
blackjack. Annabelle, you go first. Let us have it. Send us a sign.
If you want to play cards with us, you can let us know by touching one of these balls on the table. Oh my god. Did you bump it?
No.
Thank you.
That's probably a stay.
Thank you all for agreeing to play. We
Is it all
appreciate
three?
it.
Is that all three?
Not that one. So you want to stay? I mean, it's a pretty good hand.
Yeah. Alright, you want to.
I want to stay.
Oh, busted. Alright, everybody flipping.
Blackjack.
Blackjack, blackjack.
Wow.
So you guys split. Yes, I got a
Oh my
one.
God.
I got
Are you
a
hitting the
triple.
table?
Huh?
Are you hitting the table with your chair?
No. It was off the table. Hey, maybe if you want to scoot back just a bit.
Yeah, just scoot back a little. What's weird about it's two, but not that
What's
one.
weird is I
Thank you.
got. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right, if you want to play another round, let
I think
us
I'm probably
know.
skipping some rules, but
It's okay.
I'm not like the best dealer. Sorry, well, this is house rules. Okay, you know something about house?
If you want to play, let us know by touching one of the cat balls. Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. We'll do it in. All right, hit or stay. If you would like to hit, make one of these balls go crazy. You have 5 seconds.
Did you see your hit?
I did kind of hit. I'm gonna assume you want to stay because it's just a good hand.
All right, so you're going to stay. All right, over here. If you want to hit, light up the cat ball. If you want to stay,
That ball's not getting lit up. I think that's a stay. With 10, what do you want to do, Ben?
I'm going to stay.
You're staying. I'm staying too. It's a weird deal. 9. So I'm at 20.
So I lost.
Let's go do that.
I'm
Oh,
at 19,
shit. Oh, wait, no, that means
20, 20.
I win.
That's good.
Suckers. Give me like ghost bucks. Are you upset about losing? Yeah? You're upset about losing? You want to be dealt in again?
It's not me. If you'd like to be dealt in, let us know. Light up the cat balls.
Who's this? Alright, you're in.
Anyone else like to play? Can you tell us your name, whoever we're playing with?
How many aces are in this fucking deck? And tens? I swear I'm shit. Oh. This is like all high cards,
Is
man.
it? Okay.
This game is rigged. There's not a single not 9 in here.
Really?
I swear we weren't trying to teach you how to know money. She just doesn't understand what kind of cards are today.
Does that upset you when people cheat at cards?
Probably. Well, let's see your one. You guys only have to pay us half.
Does that make you all mad when people cheat in cards?
Well, that explains why. Well, it makes us mad too. We didn't know. So don't. The challenge, you know.
Did you all experience cheating here before?
There's a lot of cheating going on.
Did you ever lose something, a lot of money in a game of cards because someone cheated? If you could light up one of these cat balls, let us know.
Oh, shit. That's
Thank
crazy.
you.
Yeah, good talk.
What do you do to people that cheat in cards?
Broken. You're broken? What's all that?
Did you break something? Did you break a hand, an arm?
A knee?
If you broke someone's body,
Jaw?
okay, so you break arms when someone cheats. Good to know.
Maybe it's just Annabelle. Not that it's like just Annabelle, but you know.
Light up.
Right on.
So Annabelle, you're here with us. Thank you.
You're hanging out. Sorry about the cards.
Are you the woman in blue that people see in the hotel all the time? I went off again, baby. I went off again.
Oh, that was you. That's not recording anymore.
Oh, shoot.
It's okay. We still got this one.
Okay, so the GoPros both just died while we were doing that, but that was pretty wild. So we set up the cat balls. We'll
That was insane.
have some of the security footage on here just to show kind of like a backup. But yeah, well, we were playing cards and we would ask if someone wanted to get dealt in and the balls would light up. I mean, we got some answers around spirits potentially being pissed about people stealing from them.
A clear 4? Stealing and a clear 4. The number 4. How many
Four
people are here?
ghosts.
4.
Or 4 people. Did we say? Yeah, I think we said people.
Yeah.
Which would make sense because someone was sitting in the chair. So we had the cat ball in the chair.
Yeah, how many people are here? 4.
Yeah, one of the cat balls never really lit up at all, which is kind of interesting.
The one closest to me didn't light up. The one across from us lit up, but it would light up either in the seat or on the table.
Yeah, like alternating.
So it was like the same person.
So when we were playing cards,
Like
it was mostly on the table. Like, yeah, exactly, because we were playing cards and that's near the cards. And then when we were just talking, I mean, it seemed to be
It was like
moving.
sitting.
Yeah, moving on the chair, so it's kind of interesting. Do you think it was Annabelle?
Whatever it was reacting when we were talking about Annabelle.
And we invited her to breakfast.
And we did invite her to breakfast, so hopefully we get something tomorrow.
Seemed game for breakfast.
She was away, the ball started freaking out for breakfast.
So that was kind of cool.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Night.
No.
After last night, we were doing this, we were playing cards, and we're just kind of been playing around with the cat balls this morning. And there was a couple times where you would like lay a card down, and I thought that your motion of laying the card down was setting off the balls, but today we were just kind of playing around with these. And like, if I get close to these, they're not going off. Like, you really have to, oh, there we go. You really have to touch them. I think we were even getting more activity than maybe we thought.
Yeah, probably.
So this morning we did invite whoever was talking with us to have breakfast. So many times last night I thought you were bumping the table, and I was like, oh, I'm bumping it, and they're wiggling right now, but they're not going off.
We caught some of that on footage last night, but the camera died before it really popped off. I mean, it was gone. The GoPro simultaneously died. After Janelle was like, you can use the power of the GoPros to communicate, and then all of a sudden.
And then this morning, as we were just kind of getting at it, someone, we sat down and set these up, and like pretty immediately across the way, someone was tapping it, and we were kind of asking some questions, but the second you started talking about something else,
oh, yeah,
it's all stopped since then.
Pretty crazy stuff. Oh my gosh.
How nice that is.
That is nice. Do you think that the famous Headless Chef had anything to do with this meal? Some chef that used to work here put his head into a dumbwaiter and he got...
And he ended up being decapitated. And now people claim that they see a headless ghost in the kitchen. So the woman, one of the women working the front desk, she had mentioned about her roommate and coworker.
My roommate, we go 15 years back.
Yeah.
But he was working dish pit for, I would say, 2 weeks maybe. It was later in the evening, I was working front desk, and I was watching him on the camera one day, and my roommate was about 11:30 one night, and there's nothing really we do up here after 10:30 or so besides check on things, make sure it's all quiet and comfortable for you guys, you know? So I was just checking on things, checking cameras, and I was just bored, honestly, watching my roommate wash dishes. And then all of a sudden, he just kind of turns around like a dog chasing his own tail.
What?
And then he walks from one end of the kitchen just to the other end of the kitchen. And he's looking around and he sets the plate down, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. What is he doing? Like, why? And we can tell who's clocked in at any given time. And so he and I know the only ones here on staff. We were the only people that were supposed to be in like the employee restricted access areas. He comes up to the front desk and is like, Caleb, why are you messing with me? And I was like, what do you mean? Confused. It was all get out, you know what I mean? I was, what are you talking about? He said, we're at work, and he was livid. That's how I know that he was, one, scared, and two, serious. Like, he was angry with me. He was like, we're at work, we are grown-ups. You cannot come into the kitchen, tap me on the shoulder, and then run away like we're children.
Oh no.
No way.
And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, I heard your stupid little feet behind me. I felt you tap me on the shoulder, and I heard you run away. He's like, we're at work, we're not children, we can't be playing games, we need these jobs. And I was just like,
I
was watching you, buddy, and that was solo, dude, that was all you. And so he parked himself on the couch by the front desk and did the dishes in the morning.
That are known to happen. They say that they think it's the Headless Chef will get mad and pull cups and glasses off of shelves and smash them.
You know, certain times when occasions are right, we have this bar glass frame on the top of our heads, basically, that holds all of our glassware. It's the little, little openings for the stems and the flat pieces to hold them. It's secure. It's made for bar glasses, so they're made to not, sway when the vent kicks on or anything. Is not supposed to really fall off. They're supposed to be sturdy for a reason. Sometimes we get certain people sitting in, the certain haunted stools or places in the bar where we've supposedly had activity, and all of a sudden glasses will start moving. They'll start kind of swaying on there. I've seen a pint glass fall from the top of it and wedge itself into the beer kegs just full on like opening them.
That's
I've seen a couple. There's beer glasses on top,
Mhm.
wine glasses hanging, and certain things like that. I've seen a couple of the hanging wine glasses. We have to push them pretty far back to make sure that they're safe. All of a sudden, the wine glasses will just come off.
He seems to be very outraged, obviously, rightfully so, that he lost his head. And now they claim to see him in the kitchen, basement area, as well as sometimes in the dining room.
You think that the headless chef helped with the meal? You think he sent a little love?
I don't think so. I think he's pretty good.
You think he's the reason why the eggs are so runny? The eggs are so runny, it's scary.
All right. Well, we invited some people
We did.
to breakfast.
I'm dishing out.
But if anyone wants to join us, we still have these cat balls on there on the table. And you
Yes.
can touch them to let us know that you're here, and we'll include you in the conversation.
Yep. And if you're hungry, feel free to go ahead and just take it off our plates. We are not civil. We are not opposed. If you would like to nibble on anything, then yeah, you're more than welcome to.
Last call then, if anyone is here with us and they want to engage. We have the cat balls up here. You can touch them to light them up and let us know you're here.
It's your last chance. We gotta get out of here. We gotta skedaddle. It's been
Fun.
real. It's been fun. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, last call. Anyone here wants to chat with us, you had breakfast with us,
Yeah, Brecky.
use the cat balls and let us know.
All right.
All right.
I think you guys said bye. If you were here at all.
Thank y'all.
The lady in blue is gonna get you.
All right.
If any of you out there have stayed at the Grand Geiser Hotel,
Geyser.
drop a like and comment down below. Tell us your experience if you saw the lady in blue.
Shoot, just like it if you want to stay here.
But at least drop a comment and tell us what your experience was. Good, bad, spooky, boring, whatever. Drop it in the comments.